Hey y'all. All right, we're back at it. I'm back at it again. As you can see around me, I'm not in the garage. Oh no, not this time. No, today had to get out for a little while. I've got a mask. I know I should have it on. I'm in a public place, but there's nobody around me here. Okay. I'll just let you look and see. There's nobody around me. I've got it with me, okay? So, but I'm in a truck junkyard. The only one I know of in Eastern Tennessee area. There's a Kenworth T600 Anteater. Looks like it's been pretty well picked over. Wow, that thing has really been picked, ain't it? This here's a Peterbilt. A very, very heavy-duty Peterbilt. Yeah, this thing is, I mean, I'll let you see the front springs on this. Check them out, man. Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? Let me turn this camera around. I can be a little more accurate. Look at that. It's amazing. These springs are just something else. Here's a Kenworth W900. For those of you who don't know, you may be wondering to yourself, wait a minute. You may be wondering to yourself, wait a minute. Aren't you a Mopar guy? Yeah. Yeah, I am. But I'll tell you something about this Mopar guy, is that I love big trucks. And more importantly, I love big Dodge trucks. And if I can happen to find one in here, that would be like just icing on the cake. Especially if they want to get rid of it and they don't want too much for it. But, of course, you know, the pretty trucks like the Kenworths and the Peterbilts and those sort of things, those are, of course, always nice. So, this looks like a pretty decent cab here on this one. This, I'm gonna guess, is a Peterbilt. And it is a Peterbilt. Oh, there's a ratchet right there, old ratchet. And this thing's been picked pretty good. Wow, look at that though. That's this kind of cab, I just recently learned, this is the kind of cab that is pretty desirable for a lot of folks because they want to have that open behind the driver's seat, so you can slide the seat back further than in like the regular older style cabs. So, you know, and then this has got the big massive sleeper. Let's see, it's the Unibuilt Ultra Cab sleeper. This thing's massive. But there we go. Okay, I got the door shut back. If you do come to these junkyards like this, a lot of these are privately owned. These are public places, but they're privately owned. They're small. Some of these, not all of them, some of these are smaller operations, you know, small time businesses. So be respectful. Okay, don't come in here cutting stuff, taking stuff, things like that. Be on your best behavior, because you know, if you come, you know, one guy comes in here and acts like a jerk, guess what? That ruins it for everybody. Now these folks don't know me from Adam's cat, but they let me come into this yard and walk around. I called them ahead of time and talked with them. So I've even found a few tools out here and I haven't done anything with them. I just left them where I laid them, where I found them. So, what is this here? Is this another Pete? This is another Peterbilt. Now see, look at this cab right here. See, this one isn't like the other one. It isn't open all the way. See, it's not, it's stops right there. The opening stops right there. I mean, it's tall enough so you can walk back and forth through here. but it doesn't open up all the way to here, see? So it just stops right there, so you can't like push your seat all the way back, which you wouldn't push it all the way back in there, but you would have a little more room to ease the seat back further away from the pedals and the steering wheel and everything, which, you know. Anyway, there's, yeah, got that Peterbilt logo there on the brake pedal. So anyway, what model is this? If I was more up on my Peterbilts, I could tell you right off the bat. So anyway, when I'm saying model, I mean model number, not like year. So, but here's your little contrast. This is a different, you can tell this is a different kind of truck. Look at the leaf springs. There's only 2 leaves. Yeah, 2 leaves. And I believe that's factory. So that tells you right there, this truck wasn't made like that other Peterbilt, like that really super heavy duty white one, which is actually a triaxle. But both of these are bagged. That truck there and this one have airbags. Need fans. Okay, you know I gotta do it. I'm here with my biggest fan. Okay, yeah, I know. That's lame. But here's, you know, not all sleeper cabs have the windows in the back, but this one does, which is actually kind of nice. Now this is what they call slang is called a double bunk. You can see how large it is. Now this part here, from these rivets here back, this is like a fairing, so there's no actual anything in there. But this is your actual sleeper right in here. So, but yeah, see there's that fairing, the back side of it. That's just, you know, aerodynamic fairing, keeps some of the wind out of this area between the cab and the trailer. You see the 5th wheel plate right there. They've got a lot of stuff here. Again, I do want to stress, if you do come here, do be on good behavior, because it's not cool to have stuff come out here and, you know, you're looking for something that's not cool to come out here and see it busted up or broken or twisted or bent or something like that. And it's even worse when you find out that somebody came out here and just deliberately destroyed it just because. I mean, all of that just sucks. And what kind of cab is that? You know, without the rest of the sheet metal on it, it's difficult to see. What is this? Oh, this is GMC. Okay. I was kind of thinking it might be, but wasn't sure. I hope I'm talking loud enough for you. Okay. International S-Series. These are really good trucks. This one maybe not so much, this particular one. But yeah, International S-Series. These are really great trucks. Oops. And do watch your step out here. There's all kinds of stuff you can trip on, cut your feet and your shoes and your pants. Oh, look at this there. Disc brakes. I did. Holy cow. Learn something new every day. And they're hydraulic disc brakes too. Wow. That's neat. Okay, that was neat. Let's walk around a little bit more. It's probably almost 2 o'clock here, so those National Linen Service beds off their trucks, those actually make pretty good storage units. You can get a hold of some of them. Was a dump truck right there. Don't know what kind it was. Oh, here's an International S-Series. They have several of these here in the yard. Oh, this has a Cummins NTC probably. It sure looks like an NTC. It's got the water-cooled intercooler, which is nice. Oh, now I'm with my biggest fan. And here's a whole lot of my fans. Yeah, you knew I had to go there. Ford 7000 series, is that what that was? Oh, somebody set it up to pull a fifth wheel gooseneck trailer, looks like. Which is nice. That's good. GMC Brewing, which is cool. Oh, here's a freight shaker. That's what they're commonly called. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a big truck mechanic. Yes, I did. And if you get up here and see, you can see that thing's been hammered on quite a bit. They've taken quite a bit off of it. But, you know, this is a setback axle Freightliner FLD, which is, I always thought these were nice. The FLDs were just really nice looking trucks. These setback axle ones, not as much as like the more forward axle, but you know, they still have a very good positive traits about them. So I don't know what that cab is there sitting on the back of that truck. It's Sterling. So, and a bus of some sort. And do we have an engine? We do. I think that's a Detroit, but I could be wrong. That may be a Series 60 Detroit or something a little bit later. Yeah. So, anyway. Oh, wait a minute. No. It is a Detroit. Yeah, this is a Detroit. I believe this might be a 92 series. Okay, I could be wrong. So, you shut that back down. Like I said, be on my best behavior. And something else too, if you come here with like, you know, a friend or something like that, or even, you know, maybe your kids come with you, you know, especially younger kids, which I don't recommend bring them to some place like this, but if they do happen to come with you, you don't have any other options, just be mindful of them. Be mindful they could get into trouble. Like, you know, cars stacked up on top of one another. There's a ton of different things they could be doing here to get in trouble, get themselves hurt. So, oh, look at this, is interesting. This is a tag axle arrangement. They just strapped this thing up with some chains a long time ago, looks like, just to keep that axle off the ground. Yeah, this thing, effectively, when you do that though, the way this suspension is set up on this, it has this rocker beam right here that pivots right there, and it's a Hendrickson. That's why you have the H right there. Now, some of y'all may not find this all that interesting. I do, and there's some of you that might. Yeah, you can see here how they attach. Here inside there is the actual. I'm touching the actual stud, the wheel stud. Then the wheel goes on, and then this special kind of nut goes on, which is hollow inside, and it's driven on by this square hex on the end. See, just like this one, it's driven on and run down all the way until it's all the way there, and it's tapered that matches the taper inside the wheel there, and it holds that wheel up against the hub. Then you have a lug nut that comes on and threads onto that and holds the other wheel, the outside wheel, on. See, just like this. Freightliner. No, this isn't a Freightliner. This is a white, I think. Or at least the hood is a white. This is kind of This is kind of interesting. This is more than kind of interesting. Oh my, what kind of engine do we have? Oh, it's a Detroit. Probably an 8V71. Oh, it is a white. Okay. Yeah. All right, so both the hood and this are both white, but I don't think the hood and the cab are the same year model. But anyway. But I love this, the way this cab is made right here. This kind of styling detail right there. So, anyway. Yeah, I don't think that hood is quite the same year model, but you know what? I wouldn't say no to it necessarily. Problem with a lot of these trucks like this though, by Roadway and a lot of other delivery freight companies, they got run to death. And I mean run to death. I do mean run. Let's go look at the cabs. Be right back. Okay, y'all, we're over here at the cabs. These cabs over here. Oh, that one got damaged a little bit there, probably in a wreck. I know this one is a Kenworth right there. This one is a little bit, maybe a little older. Oh wait, no, this is a Peterbilt. Okay, but it's got that funky, modern looking steering wheel in it. Can you see it? Let's see. Yeah. See right there? Really weird looking steering wheel. Not the most attractive thing, I think. Yeah, I think this son of a gun is probably a late model and is loaded with electronics. So, keep on looking. So, bunch of Ford L series cabs. Like several there, just back to back to back. And hoods. There's some Ford hoods to go with the Ford cabs. Looks like a Peterbilt hood there, a shorter Peterbilt hood. Alright. And then there's like a whole bunch of hoods over here. A lot of these are fiberglass, some are aluminum, some are a combination of the two. There's Kenworth. There's Kenworth Anteater. There's a very heavy duty truck right there, as you can see. You see that the cab sits right on top of the front axle. I'm going to go ahead and walk over there. Here's some aluminum Alcoa wheels, which is really neat. Always like those. Looks like some Caterpillar parts. Maybe a 3176. Okay, can't get the door open, so we'll just have to guess. So, yeah, we'll just have to guess. Oh, this hood is the same color, and it says FWD on the hood. It's a butterfly hood, so I'm going to guess that was an FWD. And for those of you that don't know, they were made like that, where the cab sat over the top of the front axle, and then the engine stuck out here. So, okay, let's move on. Yes, as you can see, all kinds of hoods and front ends as far as the eye can see. Damaged truck body, van body, truck, cargo body. Ooh, do we have a Freightliner, FLD series? I think we do, because that outline of that emblem looks like it could be a Freightliner. They could say white Freightliner or Freightliner or something like that. This is pretty neat. This is looking pretty good. I like these old Freightliners like this. No way in hell I can afford it. Holy cats. Here's the other end, y'all. Here's the other side of this FWD. I should have just walked right through there. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rear axles. These 3 axles, they push the truck or pull the truck down the road. This one is just a carrying axle, it's a tag axle, just it carries weight. And here is the ultra rare, heavy duty, super heavy duty, hard to get, very hard to get Chrysler Hemi Racing Manual 18-speed. I'm teasing. That is probably, to be honest, I'm not entirely certain what make of transmission that is. That is for a big truck though. It may have came out of this particular truck here. These kind of trucks like this, they're not built for like zooming up and down the interstates or nothing like that. These are like super heavy duty haulers. Yeah, but you can see here's the S-cam shaft broke away from the from its mount, so that mount is rusted away. See, the other one is okay, but this one, not so much. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. Let me see. Okay. But yeah, this Freightliner's got me intrigued. I have to make sure this is a Freightliner day cab, FLD series, or back then I think this would have been called something a little bit different. Okay, I can't see the engine here. Yeah, Freightliner, it is definitely a Freightliner. Absolutely. So I nailed that part. Let's see, this thing was made in 1980. 3rd month of 1980. So I think it's been painted once before. Looks like it had a sleeper on it at one time. So they just plugged that off, took the sleeper off, capped that off right there with a piece of aluminum, which is all right. You know, if you wanted to put a sleeper back on here, you could. Oh. See what I mean, folks? There's all kinds of trip hazards and everything here, so in the junkyards. So be very, very careful. Okay. I like this airbag suspension setup, though. The rear axles are long gone, but it's got this kind of set up like that. Okay. So yeah, the rear airbags are gone. They would have went right in here where my shoes are. See, just like these. Yeah, this would have been, so it looks like maybe an Eaton Road Ranger transmission, which is one of my favorites. Oh, there's a yellow oil pan. Is it I think we got a Caterpillar in here, probably maybe a 3406. I'm not gonna go pulling the hood open. So, like I said, this is my first time in here, so I want to behave myself. You know, I don't want to go, you know, I'm just looking around. I'm not buying nothing today, so yeah. Yeah, I ain't like some of these guys like Twin Sticks. He's like, you know, he's got a little more moolah than I got. So he can spend that money, buy some of this stuff like this. Hopefully one day I can. my wife would probably say, well, if you're, holy crap on a cracker. Look at this. This trailer has been hammered. And I probably shouldn't be walking on this side of it. Silly me. But you get a better look at this. Look at that. And look at the, see that rail that bows like that? That's not supposed to be like that. There's an old trailer right there. Them things are starting to take off in popularity. See, it's that rail, this bottom rail here, this is a little bit more like what it's supposed to look like. The other side is, you know, this is outside of the lean, the lean this thing has got. Yeah, and more hoods, a couple of Kenworth hoods. And some of the Kenworths always look very stately. So, you know, there's more hoods right over there. You can see the trailer has, yeah. See, these trailers like this, these are basically, these things, a lot of these late model trailers, these are basically, they don't have much in the way of framework. These are basically what's known as unit construction or monocoque construction. So, that one is tremendously heavily damaged, which you saw that earlier. So, anyway, just looking around here. Yeah. Oh, there's another Freightliner front end. It looks like it's more than just the hood, though. Let's get over here and take a look. Oh, there's an International. Here's another Freightliner hood front end here. That's really cool. There's another Freightliner. That one's a little bit newer, and it's a setback axle. You know, this would probably go with that setback axle truck Freightliner that was over there. This would go with something like that. Oh, this is the entire front end. This is the front axle and everything. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. See, this is an older one, like that red one we just looked at. So, yeah. And see, it's like that front end right there. So, you know, the thing of it is, yeah, you can collect muscle cars or collectible cars and stuff like that, and they're cool. They are really super cool. But, you know, sometimes you need to step out of that realm of that collectible cars and sometimes get into something a little bit different. So, I like this stuff myself. I like coming to places like this, even if I can't spend any money, because I get ideas on what I can do, and I can also figure out who's got what. So, which helps out when, you know, I'm working on something. You know, or I'm planning something in my head. Okay, well, it looks like we've kind of came to the end here. Looks like we got a cab right here. I believe this is an International. Yep, it's International. It says Eagle there in the center of the steering wheel. It says it's got an eagle right there on the inner door panel right there. So I believe that might be the sleeper that came with it. So that's more representative of the sleepers like what used to be around everywhere. Okay, when I was a kid, you know, the sleeper truck with a sleeper cab had that kind of sleeper, a little small. They called them single bunks. Ooh, there's a white Road Boss. It's a shame that White didn't make it, you know, much past the 80s, you know, and on into the 90s and 2000s. But it's a shame they're no longer around, but because they could do a pretty nice looking truck. I love that naming though, that Road Boss. That's just really, really neat. Flatbeds. You need a flatbed. You know where to go. More cabs. Which to me is like, see, some of y'all may come someplace like this and you may be like thinking to yourself, why in the world would you bother going to a place like this? Why on earth would you even think about it? Well, let me tell you something. I look at something like some of these cabs down here and I think, hey, you know, maybe somebody could buy like maybe that red, that white, or I'm sorry, that Freightliner over there. It's colored red that we looked at. Maybe somebody could buy that, do a bunch of work to it, put 1 or 2 rear ends back under it, and convert the truck into what you need. So if you need like a straight truck, you know, you could do that. Oh, this is another Freightliner cab. I often thought of Freightliners being that a kind of company that was in between, like International, that was manufacturing, you know, thousands and thousands of trucks for all kinds of different purposes, and then between companies like Kenworth and Peterbilt that weren't manufacturing all that many trucks, but their trucks were like, you know, much more exclusive and nicer and prettier and everything like that. So, but yeah, see, I look at a cab like that and I'm like, if I could get a frame and some axles and an engine and a transmission, I'd be set. Because you may be surprised, but like I said before, I did work on big trucks. There's another S-Series International. Ooh, look at that cab. That air cleaner assembly hanging out there outside makes me think that thing is pretty old. Like 40s, 50s. Well, maybe not 40s, maybe 50s or 60s. Daryl Hyder Trucking. Oh, this is an auto car. Okay. It says auto car right there on the steering wheel. Can I open it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's upside down, but you see what I'm talking about. You can see there's the little diamond logo there on that ashtray door. This is auto car right there on the door panel over there. So here we go. Yeah, see auto car. Auto car is one of the oldest manufacturers around. You know, they've been in business. They have been in business for longer than anybody else. So this is neat. It's cool. So, all right. So this is a neat little day trip, isn't it? Okay. Oh, folks, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this place, the name of this place is Bowden's Truck Parts, Truck Salvage. Okay? So, anyway. What do you say we go look at the engines real quick? I'm gonna pause this and come right back. Okay, y'all, as you can see, we're right here where the engines are at. This is the M11, Cummins M11. This is an International right here. It's a DT466E. Here's, of course, the one everybody's really crazy about, although this particular one, I don't think anybody's all that crazy about it. Looks like it's been here a little bit, but it could probably be rebuilt into something really great. Cummins B Series, 24 valve. Of course, as you can tell, it looks like it came out of a Dodge truck. Oh, Caterpillar 3208. Look at the size of that starter. Holy crap. Massive, massive starter. Looks like we've got ourselves a Caterpillar. This looks like a 3406. No. Yes, yes. Wait a minute. No, this is 3176. My apologies. I'm sorry. And here's another Cummins L10. But Cummins I'm really interested in is down here. Oh, here's an Isuzu. This looks like a, yeah, it's a 4-cylinder, but it's a big old 4-cylinder Isuzu diesel. Looks like it's mechanically injected. Yeah. That's unusual. The pump is driven off of a timing case in the back near the flywheel. Here's a Detroit. This is a 2-stroke Detroit diesel. See the little blower right there on the side. I think this is a 4-cylinder. I could be wrong. I think it might be a 471. And here's a Cummins NH. You see this drop down manifold here. I'm calling it a drop down. That's what I'm calling it. I could be wrong. But, yeah. You see the ubiquitous PT pump. Matter of fact, that may not look like much now, today, but in its day, that was very revolutionary. Yeah, that thing was like, that was a real game changer for Cummins. Yeah, and this NH series engines, they went on to become the NT and a whole series of engines afterwards, after this. So, you know, everybody's like, you know, gaga over, you know, these B series like this, but for me, I mean, those are great, but for me, these are even greater. If I had something to put this in, I'd be seriously considering this. So, we're going to look at some more engines here, real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. Well, look at the rounded front end on this trailer. Very Art Deco. Very much like from the 50s or so. Yeah, look at here. Let's see, what kind of engine is this? The fan is driven directly off the crank. Oh, this is a Ford. Yeah, okay. 6.6 liter diesel. I do apologize about the sound of that forklift over there. The guy's over there working. So here it looks like a Cummins NTC. I'm not sure about that. Looks like they got some mouse nesting problems. Probably a pretty good engine to rebuild though. Like a GM 6.2 or 6.5 liter diesel. This is an International. It's a V8 gas engine. It looks like it was set up to run on propane. What it came out of, I don't have a clue. I mean, yeah, of course international, but what kind of international truck? Yeah. I'll have to find out a little bit more about this. Cummins VT903. See this thing? This is V8 diesel. Big honking turbo back there. I love the way this intake manifold's shaped. Looks really cool. See the exhaust manifolds run right back there to the hot side of the turbo. The turbine. And then of course here's the compressor side. And like shown before, the intakes come right up there and just goes bam right into these log intakes right here. Detroit Diesel Series 60. And here's a Cummins. Sorry. No, this is a Caterpillar.
How's it going?
Going all right, buddy. How about yourself?
Well, I forget you found anything you need.
I found a lot of stuff I want, but I need some more of that. My apologies. This is a Caterpillar A series. I'm a ding dong sometimes. This is a Caterpillar A series engine. Okay, this is A series 3406, 3406A. I knew that. So disappointed in myself about that. But anyway, you can tell because the Caterpillar has this long drive shaft. The air compressor's right there, and then back here's the injection pump. So I guess what you would call more of a neck-mounted injection pump. So right out here's a power steering pump. So this is really cool. All right, I'm gonna pause this. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So I want to wrap this video up by saying thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for everything there, you know, liking and all of that, and the really nice comments. Just something different today, you know, because like you know, like I said before, you can work on these Mopars and stuff like that, and it's great and everything, but sometimes you gotta drive them. You gotta go have fun with them. You gotta enjoy them a little bit, you know. That's the way I feel. That's the way I look at it. So, okie dokie. All right. So I'm gonna get on down the road and get on home. So yeah, Bowman's Truck Parts and Salvage. So y'all have a great day and God bless.